Welcome to Sneaky Athletic, your second favorite podcast. Moving up this week, we have all of our regular segments.
Conspiracy Corner as well.
Okay, so that's Beef of the Week, Lifestyle Tip, What the Feed, Google This, a little SAP MDB, a Conspiracy Corner, and then we're going to touch on some NFL news. There's some pretty big breaking news beginning of this week, and then all things NBA to get you ready. So before we get to all that, got to give a shout out to our boys up there in Northwest Missouri, God's Country. That's Fertilizer Service Company. They're helping you with all your fertilizer needs from planting through harvest. They got you covered. If you need them, hit them up at 660-686-2402. They got the good shit. And as you know, they're keeping God's Country as good as she grows. All right, let's get started.
My heart, my soul, I gave it all. But loving you was never easy.
Well, let's get right into it this week.
All right.
Go ahead and introduce your first segment, whichever one you want first, and then give it to me.
So my beef of the week
Yeah.
is fireworks.
Okay.
It's a long-standing beef, these fireworks and I have. And I think it stems back to the time in my life when that was my job, selling fireworks. They're just, I mean, you might as well just take your money and light it on fire.
Literally.
Yeah, they're gone in a blink of an eye. I think I just really hated selling fireworks and working on the 4th because the 4th is a really fun holiday.
True.
And I always had to work it, so that sucked. And I worked every day of the week in the summer.
The 4th of July is the one holiday that gets mentioned with, like, Christmas.
It's a lot of people's favorite holiday.
Oh, absolutely. Like, it is a top tier holiday. Absolutely.
And I love it. I just hate fireworks. They last for like 30 seconds and then you're just picking up trash. It's a lot like me on a Friday night.
Well, I've never been on that end of it, so I don't share your beef.
I hate them. They're just loud and annoying. I don't know. There's my beef of the week.
All right, well, I'll get into mine. Mine is people related, and it's people who are not respecting those who are at risk of COVID still. And this is like, the elderly, people who, have respiratory problems. But I went out and got crepes the other morning for breakfast, and I scored major points. Yeah, I gave the girl breakfast in bed. Yeah.
It's very nice of you.
So.
What was it, like 2 p.m.? That's when you guys wake up.
No, I woke up like actually.
That's probably the most impressive part.
Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. This old 70-year-old lady running this store. It's her livelihood. It's very small, downtown. I'm sure the pandemic hurt her. She's wearing an N95 medical grade mask, wearing gloves, and there's these kids who aren't social distancing, aren't wearing masks, aren't doing anything, and are just meandering around. And, I go up there and get my food and say, thank you, stay safe. And this woman, runs from the back and is like yelling back out at me and like, thank you for wearing a mask. I appreciate it. Like, super grateful because her life is at risk and people just aren't thinking about it. And I get it. It doesn't affect those kids, but it affects that woman. So whenever you're there, you need to,
be
have
conscious.
the presence of mind.
Conscientious. I can't say that word.
Conscientious.
Yeah. We have a third guest today on the podcast. My stomach. I don't know if you can hear it.
I can. I don't know if the guest can, but I'm just going to go for it, which is my next lifestyle tip.
Okay.
Yeah. For switching segments here. And that's because if you have a passion or you have a cool idea, like, you should just go for it, because I saw this story of these Nigerian kids who made a cheap, low budget version of Extraction. I've never seen this movie, but they made a trailer, like a low budget version of this trailer. And they impressed the director so much. Wow, your stomach's really going.
Yeah.
That they're invited to the sequel's premiere.
That's dope. That's like the dream, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that started their career now, if that's what they want to do.
Yeah, just getting your foot in the door. That's all I need. I just need somebody to give me a break. I'm in. I'm in like Flynn.
We'll get in there with your lifestyle and then go back to back because my What the Feed and Google This are related. So
Okay. I mean, I don't really have a lifestyle tip this week. I don't have anything that's going to get the people going.
it's okay to recognize that. Let's move on.
Yeah. That's my tip. Recognize when you have nothing good to say at all and just be quiet. There you go. I just made that up on the spot. That's what I was planning on doing.
Of course.
So then my What the Feed, it's got to be the man who listed
the man,
top,
the myth, the legend.
He listed the top 370 porn stars.
Mine too.
You did this too?
This is my What the Feed.
Let me hear your list.
This is my What the Feed.
Shout out at Simp Pilgrim.
He tweeted verbatim, top 370 porn stars, open parentheses, not up for debate, close parentheses. And then from then on, it's just him replying to himself with the list of 370.
I mean, it's like a 20 tweet thread.
It's absolutely insane.
And the funnier part is like the replies are like Lena Paul at 178. You're high as fuck.
One of my favorites was, you're going to go through this whole list and not mention this porn star? And they're like, bro, you read the whole list? They're like, of course I had to see where she was.
Yeah. Or the, I've seen a couple of like, and bookmarked. I'm going to come back to this one later. That guy is too much time. He got quote tweeted by Lisa Ann and was like, I need to know the statistics, like how many hours you put in. Like, what were the variables? Was it, you know, did you sort them by category? Did you sort them by like this and that? This man's brain is a literal, like, this man's brain is like a maze.
It's a place I don't want to imagine or go.
Or I think of his browser history.
The FBI agent assigned to that man.
He just hit power off on his computer. He was like, fuck this, I'm out.
Jesus, I can't find my Google this, but it's a little related. It's actually global warming side effects.
Okay,
Your
and that's
stomach
related to...
Cannot stop.
It won't stop.
The reason it is related is summer penises are coming in. So a trend
I saw this,
because of global warming is that, you know, you're heating up a little bit. You're a little bit more relaxed. The skin's hanging loose.
We're showers, not growers anymore.
Yeah. Hot boy summer. This is the real.
This is hot boy summer.
Yeah.
Like legitimately.
Too bad we're staying in.
Yeah. But congratulations, guys. We've made the earth warm enough to where now your dick hangs just a little bit lower.
Still not impressive.
Yeah. I mean, no.
Yeah. Your girlfriend's still lying. So you want to go into your Google this, and then we'll tell the people what to watch while we're staying inside?
I have two Google this. This is. So my first one is the immense dust storm coming over from the Sahara Desert that's spreading into the parts of the U.S. It happened this weekend. It was kind of like messing with the sunset a little bit, is what I heard. But it's just another thing to add to the list of things that you can say in 2020 that literally wouldn't make sense in 2019.
I don't think that makes sense ever. I'm still kind of trying to wrap my head around
Or like
it.
murder hornets. When has that ever made sense?
Just how did it travel so far?
I think there's like a wind gust over the Atlantic that's carrying it all the way.
That's wild.
Like a jet stream type situation.
Is your other one going to blow my mind like this?
Maybe. I was also thinking about this. I heard this on the radio. Things that are common today that 2019 you would be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Be like, oh yeah, I bought a couple masks today. I mean, like, what? Like, yeah, I wiped down my groceries before I put them away. Are you a weirdo? You're paranoid. That's what you are. No, that's just now.
Agoraphobe is what you would be called.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
No, I don't.
Where you won't leave your house.
Oh, interesting.
You're scared of outside.
So,
What if you have to move?
right now,
No, if you're an agoraphobe.
You just don't.
Okay.
I think, or you just hire people and then you just go, they do it all, and then you just go through and you can just clean sweep it all at once.
Yeah. Bubble to bubble.
Think about just having to stay at a hotel.
You don't.
Yeah. You sleep in your car. Save you money.
I don't think you're traveling. You won't leave your home, bro.
Sounds terrible. But anyway, so my next Google this. Adam Savage is quite literally a savage, allegedly. So the Mythbusters star has allegedly, a story has come out where he raped his sister as a kid.
What?
Yeah. So I think it was his sister.
I don't really want to Google this.
It's an interesting read. He's denying everything. But I mean, I guess from the time of when he was like 9 to 12 is when he did it all this. The weirdest part is he nicknamed himself Raping Blob, allegedly. He called himself the Raping Blob and made the abuse a game.
Yeah, okay. I don't want to talk about this.
This Adam Savage the Savage, a.k.a. the Raping Blob.
Disgusting. Do you have something more lighthearted for your SAP MDB?
Yeah, it's Home Game.
I also
on
have
Netflix.
this, yes.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So, Home Game is a one-season series so far.
Yeah, it's a
that
Netflix like miniseries.
not portrays, documents different sporting events throughout the world. And so they are...
regional sporting events.
Yeah, they're each home to like different parts of the world and very cultural things. For example, we watched one in Florence, Italy, where
It's the season opener, and it's the best one so far.
insane. It's just a rectangle with
So it's
nets on each side.
Yeah, it's kind of like a soccer pitch, but it's sand.
There's a mini wall, and on top of that is the goal.
Yeah, and the game is a mix between UFC and rugby, and I didn't like that's not a mistake. It's a mix between UFC and rugby.
There are 27 players on each side, 50 minutes. There are 4 teams, and each team...
Only 2 teams play at a time.
Correct, and there's only 3 games a year.
There's 4 total teams in Florence. There's 1 tournament a year. There's a semifinal and a final.
And the team that you're on is where you're born.
You're on that team for life, and it's the region you're
Can't
born
change.
in.
There were players who had their children in the city just so they would play for that team.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, he was the one guy was like, yeah, his birth certificate says this, region, so he'll be a red for life.
Right.
It's either red, white,
Blue.
and green.
Yes. It's nuts. Just 50 minutes and the front line just fights each other. They
Yeah.
have medics on the field. The coach is in the middle of the field.
And the ball is kind of like a soccer ball. And the object is so the front line, which is it's like 12 on 12 in the front line, I think, or maybe more,
Who
like
knows?
17 on 17. And the front line literally just fist fights, and they're trying to clear a path for the guys with the ball in the back. They start the game with like a jump ball, and then it's tipped back, and then they just start fighting. And it's bare knuckle boxing in the middle of the sand pit. All things go. Once a path is cleared, you try to make a run for it. And this is where it's kind of like rugby. Like it's like you just throw the ball to the next guy. Like there's no real like stoppage of play, and you set up. You're just going the whole time. And then you throw it at the goal. If you make it, it's 1 point. If you miss, it's a half point for the other team.
It's wild. They have diving competitions. They have strength competitions in Ireland. But I think it's very interesting how those cultural games expand there. We don't have anything like that
And
here.
they all date back literally hundreds of years, centuries for this. This game in Florence dates back to
1570 was the last.
But 50 BC is the first known time it was played.
Correct.
The game they play today is like 500 years old.
Yeah, 1570 is whenever those rules were enacted.
And they haven't been changed since.
Correct.
And these
Wow.
guys, my favorite part is it shows you like these games are so specific that these guys can't make like for example, in Florence, they literally make zero money from it at all. So it's just a hobby. And they showed in Scotland the Highland Games, and you can't really make a living off these. So these guys are like big, beefy, like stacked guys who once a year go out and just fight for fun.
They're just computer engineers.
And then they go in, and they're like a tech guy or work in sales, or one was a PE teacher.
Gives a like holistic view.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
It's all like, basically, it's all these regional sports that are just pride based.
Yep.
History and pride.
We're not too deep, but
Yeah, we're just a couple episodes in. It's an easy watch, though.
absolutely. You got another one?
No, that was it. It was so good. We just randomly put that on last night.
Yes.
I loved it.
Dark Season 3 came out. Check that out. I incorrectly last week said that the Avatar sequel was on a platform. This has been such a pain in the ass to find. So if you know where to find it, let me know, because it's nowhere. But play the music.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Are you familiar with cryptids?
I don't think I am.
So, defined by Merriam-Webster as an animal that has been claimed to exist but has never been proven, such as Sasquatch or Loch Ness Monster. Now, there's multiple ways that people think that these things come about, and like some of them are just truly real, and some of them are like we imagine them and like create them, and there's some sort of, I don't know, myth, or they're aliens interpreted, whatever.
Yeah.
This map came out of all the ones in North America, and there's about 10 to 15 different variations of the Loch Ness Monster.
In North America?
Yeah. Also, it brings in about $43 to $50 million a year.
Oh, I bet. Through like tourism and shit like that?
So this one's the closest. These are the two closest to us. The Ozark Howler. I've heard of that.
Not me.
And the Thunderbird.
Which is where?
Sort of in the area between Colorado, Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas.
Okay.
But some like more examples of this is like the Chupacabra in Mexico, or like skinwalkers in New Mexico, if you've ever heard them. They're kind of alienish. But this map came out, and I've seen it on like a couple of different platforms, and it's just kind of interesting.
Where does it have the Sasquatch at?
Sasquatch in here is located in southern Oregon.
Oh.
But
what about Florida?
Give me a second, because there's an important sequel to Sasquatch, the Bat Squatch.
Oh.
Florida has the swamp ape, and
I knew they had multiple. There's no chance they didn't have more than one.
The Altamaha.
Mm.
Forgive me if I mispronounced that.
Yeah.
And
you definitely butchered that one, but that's
potentially the scape or swamp. Sorry,
swamp. Let's go
scape
swamp hunting.
or swamp lizard man.
Oh, I've heard of that one. Lizard man.
Of course, yes.
How could you have not?
One of my favorites is up in Michigan. There's, the frog meme.
Yeah.
There's a frog man that essentially just looks like that face on like Gumby.
I've fucking seen him out there. Frog man.
It's pretty
Almost
good.
caught
though.
him.
We can post it up there.
Yeah,
I've seen it around on the interwebs, so we can get into a little bit of sports talk now if you'd like. If you have any other comments on that
Oh,
map.
I saw this map. I just wasn't paying attention to it.
Yeah, it's been circulating. That's why I wanted to do something about it.
Yeah, interesting. Obviously, around the Great Lakes is like where a lot of the Loch Ness Monster types come from.
Mothman is supposed to be some like psychic figure or alien, and
The
like
Dover Demon.
it's nuts, man. The Jersey Devil. Like, that just sounds like some drunk dude on a Friday night.
That thing is a combination. The Jersey Devil is a combination of a dragon and a deer.
It's so crazy how it's just
It's
like
weird how things.
that guy
in the
probably just tripped a little bit and saw one of those two animals.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is then you just tell enough people.
Yep. But
You're like, well, guess we got to come out here and eat a few of these toadstools before you fucking find them.
I mean, Sasquatch, Skinwalker, Mothman, all have had actual journalism articles about them.
I mean, Chupacabra is like I feel like a very well known.
Mexico's government like acknowledges something exists like that. And then
Crazy.
oh my God, the Mothman, the CIA or FBI, some like U.S. government agency like said, hey, we checked this out. Didn't find anything, but
Just use some of the taxpayer dollars to look into this thing. Fair
of
enough.
course.
Fair enough. So we're gonna get into some sports. You said.
Yeah, the wild world. Everything's crazy because we got a big new contract.
What is it?
Big. I wish I knew one of the Loch Ness names just off the top of my head because I would have said fish to fry, but with the Loch Ness name. Cam Newton, New England Patriot.
That's right. A lot of people are saying it wasn't going to happen. He was too much of a flight risk. He was always injured. It wasn't going to fit Bill's scheme.
Well, we all know that you can literally straight up murder people and still play for the Patriots.
I think we all know that as long as you're good at football,
Yeah.
that's all that matters to Bill Belichick.
Mhm.
And Cam Newton is good at football as long as he's healthy.
MVP.
2015 MVP. So he signed a 1-year, $7.5 million contract. It's no Chase Daniels numbers, but it's pretty good. He's going to go up in the frozen tundra there in New England, and I'm assuming we're going to see a lot of like RPOs, and the offense is going to be completely different from last year.
I think it'll be interesting to see what Bill does with this option that he's never had before, but he could also move around a lot. Like, who's to say that he's constantly at quarterback?
Oh, you're thinking you're going to put him at running back?
Maybe like a 2 option, but like run a lot of wildcat motion, put him at a tight end,
So
slot.
Cam Newton, this is an interesting stat. Cam Newton has more rushing yards than every Patriots quarterback over the last 40 years combined.
Wow.
In his career in the NFL, he has I think it's 500 more rushing yards than the last 40 years of Patriots quarterbacks.
Man, this is what they do best. We'll see what they turn out with.
A lot of people are saying Patriots Bucks Super Bowl.
Wouldn't that be something?
Cam versus Tom.
Who you got?
I'm going to go with Bill Belichick.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
In that situation, I don't think that's what's going to happen,
Yeah.
but we'll see. It's going to be interesting. I guess now that you think about it, now that you mention that, because they have Julian Edelman who can fucking throw the football.
Mm-hmm.
So then you get these Wildcats where you have Cam Newton who looks like a beast. I don't know if you've seen his Instagrams lately. He's just working out to gospel music and looks shredded.
You don't work out the gospel music and not just come and tear the season up.
You're either only doing resistance bands training and body weight lifts if you're working out to gospel music, or you're moving 4 or 5 plates around with ease with gospel music. There's no in between. You're either a cardio guy or you're just a beast.
Yeah.
He's maybe a set of 50 burpees. And then it's got Cam Newton who's yeah, put 415 on. I'm going to rep out squats till squats till you fail.
He reminds me of
Ass to grass.
Tim Tebow fit when he was pulling cars and shit.
Yeah, Tim Tebow will go out and just take a sledgehammer and cut down a tree. It's just use an axe, man.
They both know how to utilize God to work out.
It's true. It's true. Poor Tim Tebow. He's just hitting something bad in the minors. Definitely not what you could hit. More than what you could hit.
Well, we don't know.
Yeah.
Never had the opportunity.
Let's go down to Springfield and find out.
Okay, we will.
Actually,
I don't know.
Breaking news today, there will be no minor league baseball this year.
I don't know if we'll have football.
I think we will.
It's a contact sport. Where would we put a bubble? The players wouldn't want a bubble.
So there's talks of a few things of isolation. So you come in, you would isolate the day before you leave, and then you fly in day of game, fly out day of game, so you can go back and isolate. And it's just moving strategically. I mean, every team has their own plane.
I don't think that every player would adhere to that.
Well, that's what we're going to find out is how much they're willing to do.
That's true.
I mean, baseball, it's not
I think we'll do that. I think that'll play.
What?
Baseball.
I mean, I know it's not a contact sport, but I mean, if you're standing on first base, you're standing right next to a guy.
True.
You know, catcher, you're standing right there. Like all this stuff. Are they going to like ban sunflower seeds this year? Like no like spitting?
I mean, they did in Korea.
Did they?
Yeah.
I mean, that would make sense. I
Yeah,
hadn't
no
thought about anything
chewing, no
that.
like high fives and stuff like that. Like they had to limit celebrations and stuff. And the
Is
NHL
the Bat Boys in PPE?
I don't know, probably. It might just be players. Who knows?
Oh yeah, that's probably essential personnel only.
Yeah.
Oh, we might see NFL teams might go down to kind of like college does, where it's just a traveling squad. I know NFL's already limited to only 53 players, but it might get limited down to where you know the 10 guys who aren't necessarily needing to be there
Yeah.
are just not there.
A lot of possibilities. The NHL's looking at Canada.
Like going up and just playing up there.
Yeah.
There's enough barns.
Plenty of room. Let's talk about who's actually going to play, though.
NBA.
Yeah, you got some NBA news, I heard?
So, unfortunately for James Harden, and this might move up the way, lap dances are officially banned in Miami.
Mm,
And I can see it just going up the coast, and that's going to hit Orlando.
tough time.
Yeah.
Well,
Tough times don't last, though. Tough people do.
I don't think it will affect him. Here's why.
Okay.
He has one or two on staff.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He has groupies that are getting the pass.
Absolutely. They said family members only, and he said, these are my cousins.
Yeah. He'd be like, yeah, I'm bringing in.
Both of my girlfriends like Lou Will.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, James, you just brought in 4 25-year-old women. Yeah, they're my cousins.
Have to.
Yeah.
How-
They don't get a separate room. They're
Are you
mine.
here to win, coach?
Exactly. There's like, God damn it. There's just a hazmat zone around his room.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think we're going to have a little bit of a tournament questions, of bubble questions here of will somebody get caught outside? They're not testing for marijuana, but will they, test positive?
For any other things.
Yeah, who's going to be the first player to test positive for COVID? We'll come up with some fun questions.
I can't wait till the first report comes out where they're testing people and they're like, there was THC in his system, but we're not holding them accountable.
Yeah.
And J.R. Smith's like, hell yeah. Speaking of which, he just got picked up by the Lakers.
I wonder how do you get their bud? Like, they're going to be smoking,
Yeah, they're bringing in pounds.
Right. Is it just like you bring it in on your private plane? They probably are all flying private, so I guess
you
it
get
doesn't
Dion
matter.
Waiters to bring enough edibles to almost kill a person, and then you distribute those among the entire NBA.
That's the plan.
He's already good at fucking bringing them around.
He's on the Lakers, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he is. I saw the clip of it's from like the Thunder back in the day when it's working out in pregame, and he goes to cross over, and then the guy defending him in practice, they just start dancing.
Mm.
And it was like Dion Waiters and J.R. Smith high as shit before a game in like warm-ups, and they're just like dancing and then shooting shots. It's like, God damn it, boys. Like somebody get him some fucking clear eyes. Get him back in the game.
Coffee, sober him up.
Yeah. A prediction we made last week is going to be true. So Sham reported this a couple of days ago.
Shams.
I'm pretty sure it's Shams. I've heard it both ways.
Yep.
So players will be able to replace their last name on their jersey with something else, whether that's just a BLM, keep it very simple, whether that's names of other people that they want to honor, everything that we kind of talked about that was a good cause. The NBA is moving forward towards that.
Breaking news right now, actually. LeBron James has partnered with Taco Bell and is putting
Dong.
Taco Tuesday on his jersey every Tuesday.
Interesting.
It's a fake take recall for you.
Instead of every, how at the beginning of all the games, he always yells like, let's go. He's like, Taco Tuesday. Like as he throws the powder up.
Oh my God.
Like, that LeBron.
It's just cheese. He just throws up cheese.
Oh,
and
just
lettuce.
shredded cheese.
Oh my God.
He's
Put
over,
us on a marketing team.
he's over on the sideline, like they just pan to the bench, and he's just like got a taco. He's like eating it, and then it pans away. He's like, "Fucking get that shit out of here." There was an NBA player that used to drink Mountain Dew on the bench.
They're getting all sorts of amenities.
Motherfucker,
I think
can-
it's funny that some teams are in worse hotels, but I would love the idea of if you beat a team, you take their hotel. Since some of them are nicer.
So it's like, what am I trying to think of? But it's like a battle royale. Like you get their land.
Yes.
Like it'd be like an old school battle. It's like, well, we just beat you. Give us your castle.
Right.
That'd be.
And so any of your players who want to move over can.
Oh, you just absorb them.
Right.
So then at the end, like it should be the entire East versus the entire West. It'd just be an all-star game.
Oh my God. I was just talking about hotel rooms, but what an idea.
That'd be interesting.
I'm sick of giving out ideas for free. Let's
Yeah.
end this thing.
We need the check to hit. So I was just gonna wrap up with a little bit of schedule.
Yes.
So obviously we talked about this before. The NBA is not gonna let Zion get away without being on TV and potentially make it into the playoffs. So half of their games are against teams that are that are like lower than an 8 seed,
Of course.
which they are as well. But the road is set up. So the first game that we get back is Thursday, July 30th on TNT, Jazz versus the Pelicans. And then immediately following that, Clippers versus Lakers.
Yeah.
It's just give it to me, baby.
I mean, they literally they changed the predictions from what they were going to be because the Bucks were going to have something else, but they wanted that. They had to have that as the lead.
Do you think, I know I'm not going to get any work done on July 30th because I'm just going to have TNT pulled up on my computer because there's going to be day games.
I might
Like
take
I
off
think,
work.
I think, yeah, combination of people asking off that Thursday, Friday, the 30th and 31st, and just it's going to be like the first 2 days of March Madness
Yeah.
where nothing gets done. TNT should give it to you for free, and then they should also have that like working button,
Mhm.
like here comes boss
Ooh,
button.
Yeah.
They should do that so you can just stream it on your computer, and you're like, again, too many free ideas. We need to fucking get paid for these. But yeah, have the
Yeah.
boss button, and then like give me a quad box. I don't think games are going to overlap,
They
though,
won't.
which is fine. I want as maximum amount of games,
Absolutely.
like spread it out.
Absolutely.
Oh man,
It's coming. Sports are coming.
Get your Bovada deposits in now. Hit your bookie up again. Get that Venmo ready.
While you're at it, like, subscribe,
Venmo us.
rate 5 stars,
All that, yeah.
follow the accounts, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Instagram or the Twitter's been active. Instagram's been lacking a little. It's hard when we're just sitting here in like our quarantine outfits most of the time. So you guys are just going to be bored of us in like sweatpants. But
If you want fit checks, though, we can do it.
oh yeah, I'll start
Let us
dressing
know.
up for
Just
the pod.
let us know. Yeah.
I'll put on for my city.
We should have a draft day pod where we both put on our draft suits.
Oh, I like that. Like a season opener for NBA.
We'll think about it.
I'll put on a suit and get in here and give you my fucking takes with my pinky out.
Oh, I would just line them up. I would just need 5 free minutes of air because I would just have takes on takes on takes.
Alec wasn't feeling very well yesterday, and it was almost just a Chandler take fest we were going to do this week. I just fire off takes, and Alec just gives a yes or no. And just for, 30 minutes. I was going to just try to bring up every take I've ever had.
We'll see. Maybe push that little last bit of content out before quarantine. Come and get it here. Wherever you get your podcasts at. Listen to us, and we'll see you next week.
Yep. Thanks for listening, guys. Love you. Sneaky athlete.